This edition of the Rhode Island Spotlight is brought to you by Amica Insurance, a proud supporter of RISE, Rhode Islanders sponsoring education. The start of classes is still a couple of weeks away on this overcast Wednesday in August, but more than 100 people are gathering at a small park in Providence for a back-to-school party that looks more like a family reunion. That's because the nonprofit providing food trucks and back-to-school supplies is like a big family. For 25 years, RISE, Rhode Islanders sponsoring education, has had a focused mission of providing scholarships and mentors for children with parents who have been incarcerated. The glue holding it all together? Caitlin Delagrata.
You want them to know that you're here and there's a group of kids in this program that have been through the same thing as you have been.
Delagrata has been with RISE for more than a decade, the past 3 years as executive director.
They know they can text me or call me whenever they want, and they do, and you have such a good rapport with them that they're going to trust you, and that's the most important thing. You have to get these children to trust you in order to be able to help them.
Delagrata meets individually and in small groups with students in the program twice a year. Last month, she was at St. Raphael's Academy in Pawtucket, where 4 RISE students are on scholarship this year. And the results are impressive. 100% of the students on scholarship from RISE graduate from high school. And since 2012, all of them have gone to college.
Part of the reason why these students are not only graduating from high school, but actually going on to college is that, I think we live in a society today where post-high school education is pretty important.
Robin Boss is president of the board of directors and has had a front row seat for the work the organization has done since 2017.
We know about the growth of the prison system over the past 35 years. And what about the kids? They have a parent in prison, which means that from a income level, from sort of social integration level, from so many aspects, they're challenged. And then they don't have the role models that necessarily show them the way to complete school, to participate in society in a way that is meaningful, that allows them to be independent.
This year, RISE is providing scholarships and mentors to more than 50 children. On a gorgeous Saturday in late October, 20 students are spending their morning inside the cafeteria at LaSalle Academy. They could be anywhere else on this mild fall day, but they gather to write thank you notes to dozens of sponsors who are helping pay for their education and several dozen more at 18 private schools across Rhode Island.
They're so grateful to these donors that they've never met before, and they're telling them about their life and how different it would be if they weren't in the scholarship program, and the difference they're making in their lives. And so many of them say, we hope to meet you one day and thank you, or we hope to give back to the RISE program when we graduate and become successful. And I think that's amazing that they want to continue to give back to us, because RISE has given them so much in the form of hope.
The flip side is the donors see concrete results from their financial support.
It's just unique in the way that your donation, you can literally see how that's impacting them, because you get their report card and you get to meet them and you get to see what they're doing and you get updates on them. Not everybody gets that. You send in a donation, you might not see that.
On this day, Delagrata is joined by Irving Ogondo, who became the community engagement and mentoring coordinator last spring. There is an immediate connection as he works with the students.
You have somebody also that looks like the majority of our population, because 97% of our kids are of color. So it's nice to have somebody that kind of looks like them.
RISE has provided tuition assistance to backfill financial aid from each of the nearly 60 partner private and parochial schools over the years, along with a stipend for books and other expenses.
The males are the ones that are a little more risky, so the parents want them to kind of go to a school that they're going to have a better chance of getting out of the life that one of their parents was in and breaking the cycle and going to college. A lot of them are the first in their families to go on to college, male or female. So it's an incredible opportunity for them.
It was kind of rough for me as a child. I had like bad temper tantrums, and I would flip out on like random outbursts just because I felt like antagonized.
Kamari Brown, whose father was in prison at the time, started going to St. Ray's as a freshman with a Rise scholarship and has evolved into an all-state football player and leader of the team.
It was just difficult because not everybody had like the mentality that I did, wanting to learn and like actually enjoying school. I kind of felt that I needed to go somewhere that there are kids with similar mentality as I have.
He knew that in order to play football, he had to do well in school.
He is a totally different kid than he was as an 8th grader. You can tell he's in control. And he was a kid that just wanted a chance. He got a chance, and now look at him.
My sister was in Rise before I was, so yeah, it's like, it was already like, Kaylin was already like family to me.
Justin Denson went to LaSalle with the help of a Rise scholarship, where he too became an all-state defensive back. He will be leaving for Michigan State University in January to enroll for the spring semester and play football next fall. Rise, he says, has been an integral part of that journey.
They always had my back, you know what I'm saying? So if I ever took a step, let's say I'm climbing a rock or like climbing up the wall, if I ever like tripped a little bit, Kaylin and Rise was always there to like keep me on my path, you know what I'm saying? Help me back up. And I feel like without that, it would be 10 times harder to do like anything I've done.
Kind of makes me feel like I have another home as far as outside of school, outside of football teams. It gives me an opportunity to meet kids that were in a similar situation like me, and I kind of really like how we can see how each of us grew throughout those situations and are able to understand each other.
Della Grata said word has spread about the work Rise is doing, so much so that it could only provide scholarships for 22 of the 45 who applied this year.
We do not serve the entire population of children of incarcerated parents in the state of Rhode Island. We would like to, and that is a goal.
So many of our students that are in our program now, mentoring and scholarship, you watch how they've evolved, and they've gone from these shy, quiet kids to boisterous and outgoing and engaging, and they're joining clubs, and you take them out, some of them you're taking out of a public school where they would have been involved with the wrong crowd, and you're putting them in a very structured environment. And that's making the difference for them because they're around people that have goals.
Where do you think these kids would be without Rise?
I believe that some of them, through just sheer determination and grit and the support of their caregivers, they probably would have thrived and made it through high school and probably gone on to college. But I do believe that there's probably a significant part of the cohort that would have really struggled to get through some of the challenging moments that they might have along the way.
That's what's drilled into their head, is that you are more than your circumstances. You are worth it, you're important, and you can do great things. And that's what we're trying to make sure we're instilling in our students, either side, mentoring, scholarship, as they go through our programs.
My mentor was like Caitlin, you know what I'm saying? If I needed something, I could call Caitlin. If I needed help with like organization, I needed binders, stuff like that, I can call Caitlin. I didn't really need for anything else. Like Caitlin was always there whenever I had a problem.
All around, she's an amazing person, and I love her.
In Providence, Jim Hummel for the Rhode Island Spotlight.